All right, all right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Launch with Kim.
And Dr. New. See, she did it backwards that time. Wasn't me. Yeah, last night I did it backwards.
I forgot he likes to sing his little part. I'm sorry, guys. I totally forgot.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and joining in. I see some folks are coming in, so we'll talk a couple minutes, give
Yes.
people a chance to get in.
Give
But
me a
I
chance to
am
share.
excited
Mhm.
tonight. We have a wonderful young lady who I have to admit I never met personally, but I've been following her work on Facebook. You gotta be careful how you say that because you don't want to sound like a stalker. You know what I mean? You know, but I've been following some of the positive work she's been doing on her social medias.
Mhm.
With health, being health conscious. I believe it was her daughter. She'll talk about it. I don't want to give steal all her thunder. With a book on poetry, and I read there's several poems in there, man, that kind of got my allergies acting up when I was reading them. you know,
Yeah.
um, just an amazing young lady. So I'm super excited to hear her talk. And I don't even know what she's gonna say. I have no clue because I've never met her, but I just knew in my spirit we need to connect with this person and we need to hear her perspective on relationships from the singles point of view. So I'm gonna share something that she said um, that just kind of confirmed it all to me.
Yeah.
So I need to get to it. It's yeah, da, da.
You
I might
know, you
mess
know,
up here.
we are just not as savvy as some of you young people. So give us a little permission to be
Right.
a little behind schedule here,
Yes.
to be a little slower when it comes to it. But yeah, Newt forwarded it to me because it was just really sweet and powerful.
Right.
Hello.
She said, I appreciate you doing this. She said, I appreciate you doing this. You and your wife doing this. But she said, this is the word, this is the sentence she said. Seems love is almost extinct nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
People need to remember it. It
It exists.
exists and it is thriving. I was like, wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's what this challenge is about. That is the essence of what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
She said it better than I can say it,
Yes.
and the download came to us. So that's how I knew. I was like, you know what? This is the person that we needed to have
Yeah.
on. So I am so excited. Okay, I'm running my mouth. Looks like a couple
Yeah,
folks
I
went
got a
up.
people here. Hello, Llewellyn Coleman and Damon Hill. Hi, welcome, Sun, Carly Wade. Thank you guys for joining. Anyone else, please, if we're missing you because they're different pages, share, like, and you guys, when we're done, please don't forget to go to Annabell's page and find out a little bit more about her. You're going to learn so much. She's powerful. She's got all kinds of things going on, and you're going to learn that today.
Yes.
All right, we're going to get ready to get
Yeah, we're gonna
started.
get ready to get started. So I'm just disclaimer up front. I'm gonna be operating the chat from our 28 Days of Love page.
Mhm.
So if I don't see you, it's because you're either not in that group or not chatting in there. So
Right. You could
please
be on
forgive
my
me
live.
ahead of time. Thank you guys for logging in and
Mhm.
choosing coming in. We got
Oh
we got
yeah,
yeah,
and
that's
we
right.
want
You
to
can
make
see it.
sure.
You see it. We told TP Tavon Parker we can have our shirts and we
That's
were going to
right.
wear them today.
Hey, change
So
that
we got
narrative,
our
boo.
say change the narrative. It's
That's
all
right.
about the mind. It's all
That's
about the
right.
thinking. If you did not log in yesterday for Tavon and Tanique Parker,
Mhm.
you missed a
You
treat.
did, but you
missed a
didn't miss
treat.
it completely because you can go back and
You
look at
could
the
check
replay.
you could check the replay, and that is on our page. So
Mhm.
you're gonna have to join the group to see the replay, right? So that's just where it is. So we've been talking 5 minutes and 44 seconds,
And it's time to
and
get started.
Annabelle's been just sitting there watching,
Patiently.
right, patiently. So we need to jump into this.
Yes, so we're going to start with Annabelle. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, sis.
That's a difficult question. I do a lot, so I don't even know where to start. But I do. Uh, Most of the time, for the past 12 years, I would say I've been a dental assistant.
Mhm.
I try to teach people the importance of dental health, as I feel like people don't pay as much attention to it as they used to.
True.
Most of my years was in pediatrics as well, so that's kind of like my soft spot.
Wow.
I also work for York Fresh Food Farms.
That's what it is.
We, they grow everything. That's the little green bus that goes around and make sure the neighborhood has access to fresh fruits and organic fresh fruits and vegetables that's grown right
Yes.
here in York City, and nutrition education with different incentives and things like that we're doing. I actually just finished like the outline for our summer program. So hopefully we
Is
can
that to
get,
get your hands dirty?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Ooh.
hopefully we can
So
get some good activities in there.
where do you have that summer program?
Yeah.
That's at the farm. That's at. We have two different locations. There's the Willis location, and then there's the Roosevelt location.
Oh,
So
okay.
people that are familiar with York, I always say, is the one by Parkway and the one by Fireside.
Okay.
Okay.
The Roosevelt one is where the old police barracks used to be.
All right.
So that's where the program will be
Wow.
this summer.
This
So
summer.
we're still working on the details of the activities,
Mm.
the fun stuff,
Okay.
seeing how we can connect education with the farm.
I
Okay.
love it.
Make sure you post that stuff
Yes.
so we can share that on our networks
Mhm.
and try to support that as much
Yeah.
as possible. Those are amazing things.
I might want to come
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we just did all
Everyone is welcome. They're always
last year.
looking for volunteers. Yeah, they're always looking for volunteers.
Right.
Yes.
Plus,
Everyone is always welcome.
Kim's a teacher and she works in what's called STEAM, or science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So some of the things that you do are just right up her alley.
Definitely
And,
steamy.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
we'll talk about that later. Look here, see, we're gonna have to bring Annabelle back just to have an hour session with her so we can find out all the things that she did and she can show us some pictures.
right.
But for tonight, we're talking about those love languages,
Yes,
guys.
indeed.
And we're gonna talk about long-term and short-term relationship goals. So tell us a little bit about that, Annabelle. You were talking about a little bit of that earlier
Before we started, right?
before we started. Can you just tell us? I don't care if it's dream casting, whatever it is, you
What
want
are
to
your
know.
goals? Yes.
Well, where do you want me to start? Like, what's the particular? I
The
mean,
floor is yours.
Tell us, Lord, just anything about your short-term, long-term relationship goals, whatever comes to your mind.
okay. I'm on the spot now. So, short-term goals. I think I'm more just focused on myself and trying to be the best version that I can
Yes.
be.
I love
I kind of blame still being single on that. Like maybe I'm not done yet. Like, you keep turning the oven light on and looking to see if the food is done yet, but it's not.
Love it.
Or you
Love
keep
it.
sticking the little toothpicks in and they keep coming back out dirty and you like, oh, it's not time yet. That's kind of the stage that I'm at with the short term. I'm trying to learn patience and try to make sure that I'm going to be, who I need to be as well. So long term, of course, bae, like, like, yeah, everybody wants that,
yes.
I'm homey. I'm a real homey kind of person. So my home is everything. So that one that you share your home with, you got the grandkids, but then you don't got the grandkids.
Right.
Entertain different things, just share day to day. Because once you get that emptiness syndrome, which I'm not even there yet, and I'm already sweating it. Sometimes all I got is my dog, and I'm like talking to the dog like he's my friend.
I love it.
Yeah. So long term, definitely, the long haul, but getting there is just, being patient.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People are posting saying that's good. I'm on my page. That's awesome. Like
Right.
they're loving what you're saying.
Right.
So I want to go right down to the love language. Have you taken the love language test?
Yes, I sure did.
What did you find out about yourself?
So the biggest number that I had, I actually got it on the paper here, was the words of affirmation.
Wow.
Which I don't know. I thought I probably would have had like the touchy feely stuff more, just because I do like the attention too, but it makes sense, because I like to, I'm a Cancer, so sometimes I like talking about my signs and different things like that. And one of the things that I am is I'm emotional, things. So words really do affect me more than a lot of other stuff. Like the way that people talk to me, like I really don't forget that, like body language, everything like that. So I'm not too surprised that well, I'm surprised, but it makes sense that the words of affirmation, because the way that you need encouragement. You need a partner that is going to make you feel valuable. You don't want to be second guessing your worth with someone. So you definitely want that reminder, even on your hard days. That you're still. So yeah, and the quality time and the acts of service. I kind of think like those those were the same. Those both were 23%. And that also makes sense as well. Because I show my love through one-on-one, like, and I'm not like old or anything, but I come from an era where technology wasn't a big thing.
Right.
I like hanging out with people. I like talking to you. I like the smell. I like, like I need to know all these things all together to see if I even like being around you. I don't want to talk to you on the phone for 4 months and then find out that you got body odor, or you don't even change your socks, or like, I don't know, like there's people got weird stuff to them. And and I do need to learn patience, but I'm impatient. Like I want to know. Like I'm emotional, so I don't want to carry the wondering and the whatever. Like, no, let's spend some time together. Let's see if it works, and if it don't, then whatever. I don't want to waste time getting emotionally attached to somebody that's not that's not gonna work.
So true. I just love your transparency, the freedom. I knew you were going to just be able to just go with it. And I love
I like her imagery.
The imagery. Yes. I know, and people are in the chat like just going in. They just going in.
Right.
My last one. Well, I have the physical touch was 17%, which I did think that one was going to be a little bit more.
Yeah,
because that does matter to me too. I'm the touchy feely kind of, like, because that also goes with like that words of affirmation. Like I think it goes hand in hand. So I'm surprised that that's not a little bit more. But the receiving gifts, I'm not surprised, because I'm not material at all. But I know it's not just about material, but I think I put more thought into what you're doing, how you're showing, your day-to-days, things like that. Like you're not gonna buy me, something. And I seen the description where it says that, the thought that you put into it. So yeah, that does matter. I like homemade gifts, things like that, like things that you really did put a lot of thought into. And like in the previous it did say something about like in a previous relationship.
Yeah.
So in a previous relationship, like, we were in the store and I seen a lamp and I'm like, oh, that lamp is so cute. If it was painted or something, it would be nice. It was just this man playing a saxophone. It's just a wooden lamp. And I got it for, I don't know if it was my Christmas or my birthday or something. I got that lamp and it was painted, so it was gorgeous. Like, so it was just certain things. Like if you remember and you take that thought, that matters, to me, the actual, of course, the quality time and the words of affirmation and you actually taking the burdens off of me and helping me and having your own purpose and carrying your own weight. And, those things obviously are going to be more than receiving gifts.
I love it. I love it. Communication is as important as well, said Tammy Wilkie. Oh. Thank you, Tammy. Absolutely.
Tammy Wilkie is, I went to high school with her.
So I want to ask another question. Look, I done kind of just took over the questions because I just love talking to her now. I'm going to have her come over.
See, she over first.
But I like her. So I understand, you actually talked about a little bit that getting comfortable, in your singleness sometimes, some people who are single are mothers or they're building their brand or whatever. And sometimes we get a little more comfortable because we understand our own needs. My question to you is, are you willing to learn a new dialect of another person's love language? Newt likes to call it, what did you call
it?
Bilingual. Yep. Are you willing to learn that? Or, a
I
relationship?
think I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was part of my growth that I needed to do. I had this certain perception of what my future whatever was supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of stop, like, with this Mr. Potato Head kind of thing that you created. So yeah, I am open. And it really, I think I'm like that with a lot of stuff, so it makes it easier to adjust because I'm always asking questions. I'm always trying to learn about different things. So to apply that to someone that I want to be with isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I am more open, interested, stuff.
Oh.
It kind of makes it exciting, like
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what you're gonna get,
It
but
does. You're right.
it's kind of nerve wracking, especially when you're so used to your comfort. You
Right.
gotta kind of be ready to take on, everything that comes with another person. And I think that's why sometimes a lot of people stay comfortable in being single. I
Mm-hmm.
know that's why I did, because you don't have to worry about anyone's feelings. You don't have to worry about what you're doing and how it affects somebody else. You don't have to
Right.
worry about that person out there and what they're doing. And but at the same time, there
Mhm.
is like a complete, like, that void or whatever, like for certain things. And there's a longing there
Yes.
as well.
Okay.
And like
Wow.
I said, it's easier to be distracted when, like you said, you have kids running around and you got a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
But my daughter's about to be 19. Like my son's about to be 13. I'm starting to have more time on my hand. I could feel it with more stuff. Like I started
Yes.
college, but at
Yes.
Yeah.
the same time, it's still, there's still a lot of time. Not a lot of time, but needed time, I would guess.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I love that you shared all that, even the information about your kids, about them growing up and how you could fill it with more time, but that you're
Mhm.
also willing, to learn that other love language. So I have another question, and I'm just going to share a little something.
So can I jump in though real
Okay,
quick
look,
before
I
the
forgot.
question?
I got to let New
It's
come in,
this is
guys.
kind of like a sidetrack question off of something you just said. So what I'm hearing you say, and you confirm with me that you understand as a single person that it's going to take some work on your half in order
Hmm.
to blend with or synergize with someone with whom you're interested or you want to build a life with.
Hmm.
Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, you have to get to that point. I wasn't, that's why I said where the growth came in, because I wasn't really that bendable. I thought that, of course,
Hmm.
Mr. Perfect was supposed to be already like
Mm,
cookie cutter form,
mm,
prefabricated.
that's
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, that it is work, but at the same time, it's a limit because you can't compromise just because, it can't be that much work,
Hmm.
to
Wow.
me. Like, and that's part of like what me and Kim was talking about, where it's like the three loves, when we were talking
Absolutely.
about the three loves, and I really believe in the three loves. And that's kind of what keeps me going, where it's like the first one, is that puppy love. The second one teaches you about yourself and it drags you through the mud. But then the third one is like you're more ready. And I feel like, with the love language and the being open to work with them and
Hmm.
different things like that, that all is where you end up, the place that you end up,
Right.
So you got to be willing to accept everything else at that point, but
Wow.
to a point, because you don't want to compromise yourself just to fill a void, because then
That's
That's
so
good.
good.
That's good.
Type that in there,
And,
New.
yeah, you're doing more damage than good. Like
Hmm.
then is they're supposed to, like, they're supposed to be taking weight off of you and
yeah.
doing different things like that, and not just making things more difficult. And I think that fear of what you're taking on and all that extra baggage that comes with people, is why a lot of people just stay single. But it's scary out here. Like you can't just, I don't know. To me, I'm a homey, safe kind of person. So I'd rather just have my one fave, and we be there and home, and that's it. Like I don't gotta go out there for nothing then, like, so it's whatever.
Wow. Wow. So there's some settling that may happen,
Yeah.
settling for something that may occur because of
Avoid.
because of the fear of the work that's needed to do the void, or is it because of the fear of the other person's commitment and their lack of wanting to do the work to
Mhm.
synergize with you?
It's everything. It's all the complicated emotions. It's the insecurities. It's the, it's everything that comes. It's a lot that comes with being in a relationship. And that's why I feel like that last person, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, like it really should not be that hard. And I think that that's something that I go by a lot. Like, and that's another reason why I'm single, because I date, I be around people and that's one of the reasons why I date. Like, if I'm pushing you for a date, it's because there's some sparkles or something. Like, I want to know, like, what's going to happen? What's it, like, why are, like, I don't, like, I just want to find out, but that's why I do, because I just want to know.
You got me
like, talking. Don't get me started.
Oh, you got me like jumping over here because
I'm go all over the place. Turn to ping pong. We're gonna talk about everything.
No. You're actually not, man. You're super linear in what you're saying. Mm-hmm. You're making 100% sense. But what it is you're
Look
touching
at hearts.
You're touching on all of these things. So before we go any further, I want to do something online. I want to put you on spot. Will you agree to come back?
Yeah.
And talk again?
Yeah, this is fun. Okay. We need more than a half hour. What's up?
Okay.
Oh, we can bring you back.
Yeah, we gonna work together and put together probably a series. And so anyway, long story short, she said she's gonna come back, y'all. Y'all heard her.
I'm talk about all kinds of stuff.
So she's ready to roll, and I'm ready to roll with her. Look at the chat is going wild. They are hearts everywhere, just loving this. So
because you need the love, you need to dream. Everybody wants to still dream, and I think that that's something that's shot dead out here, and that's something that it goes with imagination and creativity. And like I told y'all, every day is a Disney movie for me. I could break out into any song. I've done been every princess. I've like everything, every scenario. Somebody look at me sideways, and I'm like, oh. So I gotta learn the patience.
So let me ask you this then. Following off of that, the Disney princess, right, or the Disney. Have you had? Because that's like an example in your life. Have you had any real life examples that you would want to pattern your marriage after, or how would you state that?
Yeah, like, because I didn't really have that many positive, marriages that were modeled for me. There was a lot of divorce and separation and single parent things going on. So did you have someone, or do you have someone now that you look at and say, wow, they are really modeling something that I want later? Or how was that for you as a child?
Right.
Yeah, I'm always the one that's asking a lot of questions. So it could be patients that come into the office. I was just talking to a couple the other day that he's like still complimenting his wife and showing me pictures of how good they looked 60 years ago and their wedding, because I'm always asking couples, what's their secret, what's going on, different things like that. So there is a lot of examples, because I'm always looking for them. The hope keeps me looking for the examples, Yes. But at the same time, I got to pay attention because I see what I don't want. I see people that have been together for years and don't even like each other for real. Like, then they end up because of the kids or because of the grandkids or because of the this or that, like I don't want to end up like that. And that's also a fear, and that's why I feel like it should, that whatever happens, it should be easier, because that's complicated to me, to live uncomfortable, that's complicated.
Wow. Did you read our book?
It sounds like
I'm like, what's she
no. I'm sorry I didn't, but I guess I got
no. Very similar to the things that we, talked about in our book. So we'll save that for another time. But Newt, did you want to? I don't want to look.
I don't know if you want to get into strengths and weaknesses with her, or do you want to jump down?
Well, she shared a lot of them.
Okay.
Her strengths. Well, I mean, if you guys didn't hear them, she shared them. Go ahead, babe. Whatever you want to ask her, because she's ready. She's ready. I hope you sharing. I want to thank Alicia, Nicole, and Marlena. Marlena is in South Carolina. I like Rosette Chaplin. I just love all you guys coming on and sharing. GM Hopkins, all of you guys, we appreciate it, because a pastor actually said, this is helping me as a single person.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So you kind of touched on this a little bit, but I want to pull it out of you just a little bit more, right? So is there anything that would be a reservation
Yeah.
that you might have to not want to get married as a single person? Because you've already shared, long-term goal is to be booed up, right?
Yeah.
So you want that, but what reservations do you have?
If any.
If any. Why would you want to be married knowing all you know? Why marry?
I mean, I don't place as much emphasis on marriage as I do as just finding that person. Like, I feel like if you get to that point, you get to that point. It sounds nice and everything, but I also feel like it's also like a title. Like, I think I'm more content with, I don't know. Like, I don't have to, everybody wants to be that bride, that beautiful bride and everything like that. But to me, the dream is after that,
Oh,
So
you better teach, girl. You better teach in here.
I'm just saying, like, I can, even if I was to have a wedding or something, it's not going to be extravagant. And no, because I'm more interested in what's coming after. Like, let's collect money for land or something. Like, I don't want to, spend $30,000 on a trip or whatever. I don't know, but so I don't know. I just think people's definition of that whole marriage thing is just different. Mine's is more about like the companionship and stuff. So the title isn't so much as important. It would be nice, but I don't know. I just don't. To me, I look at the other stuff more than that. So I haven't really thought about it that much. So it's hard for me to answer.
But no, you actually did share some things that did address it.
Yes.
I love the part where she said she's more concerned about the hereafter.
Yes.
And I agree. Newt and I have talked about that many times. Going to weddings. I know someone who spent $50,000 on their wedding and they were married for only 3 years. So not even enough time to pay it off.
They probably still pay it.
Yeah. So,
and it makes people like crazy. Like, people forget what it's about and, things like that. And I think that's one of the turnoffs for me is because it's just, it's not like it used to be. I would say, it's too much emphasis on other things versus what it's really supposed to be about. So to me, I look at it more as the after that commitment part of it and building and things like that. To me, that's the more exciting part and what I look more forward.
Love it. Then that falls in line with what we teach and what it is. That marriage is a covenant.
Yes, it is.
It's a protected nook. It's a place where you go and you can be you and you can
hide and rest
you can grow together. One of the questions that we were asked yesterday, I know we're coming up on, we have one more question for you, but we're coming up on our time. One of the questions that the Parkers asked us yesterday is, what's different in our marriage from 1999 to now? And for me, it was really clear. I learned that Kim is on my team. We're on each other's team.
Right.
We're on each other's side. And even when we disagree or don't like something, it's not to hurt one another. And it's always trying to help one another. So we have to look past what we might feel right now and find that, understanding that we want everything to be better,
right?
For each other. So, you touched on some things. Listen, you got my brain moving.
But I want to say this before you ask the question. Also, to add to what Newt said, I shared this with someone before who we counseled people with marriages. And one of the things that I shared with the gentleman is that even if Newt and I have a disagreement, this in the next minute, I could say, Newt, I need money to go get such and such. And he's going to give me his card with not a blink, not even a problem. I'm going to say, Newt, I need you to help. He's going to do it without even saying, but you just never does that. So that's what happens when you have a covenant.
Right.
So those are good things to consider down the line.
That's why I brought it up. Thank you for saying that. That's why I brought it up, because what you are talking about is beyond physical. It's in that covenant. Giving her the card, that's just money. That's a physical thing. I can always get that. But my relationship with Kim, what she means to me, how I'm not going to use the word completes me, but makes me, I make sense. Because of her and things. She's seen me at my worst points and at my highest points in life. We've shared those things together. So Given a physical thing means nothing.
Right.
Our marriage is spiritual in nature, is soulistic in nature, and that's I think what you touched on. So thank you for bringing that out.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
Thank
think
you.
it's that's part of the good. That's a good example because one of my fears is in my era too is when it started breaking up and breaking away.
Mm.
So I'm kind of the middle child, you know.
Mhm.
I've seen the relationships, but I also seen the stigma. Like people put so much emphasis on being independent and not needing people and doing this and doing that, that I think it also is diluting the importance of
Yes.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
of marriage or being
That's
with
beautiful.
someone
That's
and in that partnership, and how important it is to have that other half, you know.
That's beautiful.
It's really 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 diluted, and I see
Mm.
it, and it's really scary to see this younger generation that is not in tune with it at all, and then know of, you know, I'm sitting here listening to y'all talk about each other, and it's like,
Oh.
you know, I'm ready to break out the tissues too.
Oh.
And that's the example, you know. So I'm kind of in the middle, and you know, I think that that fear also holds me back, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm so independent, I'm so whatever. It's so easier to only worry about myself.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's true.
That's
That's
also
true.
what I was shown my
Right.
whole life.
That's the thing.
That's what we were
That's
after.
what we were after.
That's why we asked
You know,
another
my or
question.
less, you know, don't have those good examples like that, and
Yeah.
it's
Right.
getting diluted like that. It's sad.
Right. So we do want to ask you one last question, but I do have to emphasize something you said because it's a
Mm.
teachable moment.
Yes, it is.
And I'm a teacher at heart. So that feeling, that independence feeling that you talked about, that is combating or diluting the institution of marriage, how you put it. So that's really a lack of knowledge.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Because here's the deal:
Yeah.
a marriage doesn't. So when I married Kim, I
Mhm.
came with what I have. She came with what she has.
Mhm.
We put what we have on the table. So when you look at the table, it's our stuff, but it's my stuff and her stuff.
Mhm.
We're still two independent individuals
Mhm.
with our own sets of gifts. We have our own goals, dreams, and aspirations, but we have them. We have some together too.
Mhm.
So we use our independence,
Mhm.
our individualism, and what we brought to the table.
Yes.
I use it to build her.
Mhm.
She uses it to build me,
Yes.
so that we can accomplish our mission.
Mhm.
So I don't stop being me,
No.
and I don't want her to stop being her.
Mhm.
So you want to be independent.
Yes. That was one of our core questions then.
You want to bring that together. That's
Mhm.
what covenant is.
That's what it
I'm
is.
bringing my blood, you're bringing your blood, and we're mixing it together
Mhm.
to create one new type of blood.
Mhm.
So just want to throw that out there
But
for
you
those
never,
watchers.
yeah, and you never lose yourself.
Never,
When you and
never.
I went to counseling years ago, when the person was talking to us, they talked about us independently.
Yes.
They didn't say you need to do this, you need to do that.
Yeah.
Nope, they talked about us independently. And we were able to look at ourselves independently to find out what we need to do so that I can make this puzzle piece fit his piece. So this is the last question, and there's people are saying so much. Oh, Tammy, thank you, Tammy.
I had to put that one up there. You know, I'm
Oh,
bragging. I'm
I
bragging.
didn't know he posted that. So this is one of the things I'm saying, knowing that beginning a relationship is a journey that can lead to a more permanent journey as people are continuing to learn more about each other. What things do you do intentionally to build yourself now so that you'll be the fuel in your relationship? So what are you doing to build you? Don't lose you, but what are you doing to build you?
Educating myself on me,
Yes,
you know.
love it.
I'm big on trauma. I'm really, really big on trauma and
Mhm.
learning about childhood traumas and how you are affected and different things like that. And that's my things. And like I said, my patience.
Mhm, mhm.
Still turning that oven light on, you know, or the cupcake done
I
yet.
love that. I love that.
You know, those are the kind of different things that I know, because you know nobody is perfect, but I can't expect something that, you know, I'm not a representation of myself. So
Mhm.
I try to you know, mirror what I want as well, and
Yes.
you know, work on being that best version, because I don't want to be come in, you know, with any kind of still being tainted or whatever.
Mhm.
So while I wait for the cupcakes to be done, I just got to keep working on the recipe.
Well, the last thing I want to say to you is just know this. I was a cupcake that was undone.
Me too.
Aw.
Me too.
And what happened is it was because the right temperature was right here. And I was the right temperature for him. So what I want you to do, oh, look at her. She's so cute. What I want you to do is not feel like that you have to complete yourself first. Mm-hmm. Nope. Just be yourself. Take your impatience, take all of those things about you. And that person who really wants to be in covenant with you, they want them because they have some things to help mold you. I promise you, yes. You're not going to have to be complete. It becomes complete. That's what a covenant is.
Yeah.
I promise you.
And that's the growth, that's the growth that I felt like I needed to experience at first anyway. They say that caterpillar has to go through that darkness, through all that, yeah. Before really coming out. So it's a growth, to be more appreciative, to be able to be more prepared and open and different things like that. So I'll just wait till that third love,
Love it.
Well, we are so over, but we are going to bring you back. So Newt is going to be sending you messages. We got to figure out when to bring you back because I just love this conversation, and I could go on for another 40 minutes. But we promised the people. Sorry, you guys, we're over. But there are so many people saying I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. Yes, thanking you for what you shared about. My sister said it's easy for me to give me completely, but it's harder to believe that others will give them to completely, which is a game changer in relationships. I mean, people are just posting because they're just getting so much from this conversation. And I just want
to thank you.
Yes. And see, and that touches your main language of love. They're giving you words of affirmation.
They are. And I'm all like,
right. I need her to tell us about her book.
But
I need that purpose. As long as I'm serving my purpose, then
exactly. That's why I wasn't surprised that was your number one language.
So she's a poet.
I've been watching you from afar, and that's what you do. You encourage folks, so that's naturally what would move you as well. So, what did you want to?
I want you to talk about, share a little bit where they can get your book from. Tell us a little bit about it, and tell us where we can find you. Give us your social media. What are they called? Yeah. Tell us where to find all those good things.
Yeah. So I do have it here. It's a book that I wrote with my daughter.
Put up closer. There you go.
There Poems it is. In a Minor.
Poems in a Minor. Woo!
Yep. So what ended up happening was I wrote these poems when I was younger and always thought that I was going to make a book, give them to kids to make them feel better. And I never did. And then they ended up being the ones that I needed to use to reconnect with my daughter. So we wanted to use, because it was my poems from my teenage struggling years, and it was her poems. And we put them together to try to help people, open the communication portals to their kids and their minds. And because some people just forget what it is and how hard it is to be that age. So we still go through our stuff, we're like a lot, but it's a tool that we would like to use to help people with the communication. And it's on Amazon right now. So you can even get it on Amazon. It's Poems in a Minor.
Did you type it in, baby?
So just a little warning, the outside can be a little explicit, the cover. Okay. But that's just, just for some folks that might be sensitive. But I picked that cover. It was her doodle page. And I think it's a nice representation of how the mind looks at that age. Yes. And if you're not a little embarrassed of your 18-year-old's mind, then you're not seeing the right thing. So, that's why that is that. And they could get that on Amazon. And once we get the dates finalized, I'll have information out for the program, the summer program. We'll get the dates out for the new market. The market sites and stops. We're going to have a couple different stops. I'm actually adding one out Fireside. So, I'm trying to get everybody. So we'll have more information out as far as the schedules and the way that you can connect with York Fresh Food Farms.
Outstanding. So I want to say about that book, it's a glimpse into a teenager's mind. I was a teacher in high school, middle school, and we have 5 kids in this house. So it's a very good glimpse. And if you're a little older and you're not used to that Gen Z, that book you want to grab, because those are thoughts that I do not believe are isolated to just Annabelle's daughter. I think that they're way more what do I want to say, popular, general, common, and a lot of the teenagers that we're dealing with. So if you can get ahead of how they're thinking to be able to help them,
that part right
that
there
would be an awesome thing for you to do for your children, your grandchildren, your aunts. I mean, not your aunts, your nephews, nieces, the kid next door, whoever the case may be. So
that's how I wanted it, taken. And then how she wants it as well is for the teenagers her age, just to see that, to know, that they're not the only ones out there, and there is people, that feel like them, and people that can help them.
So the title of the book should be showing at the lower third of your screen right now. It's called Poems in a Minor. You can get that book on Amazon. It has you as the author, correct?
Yes, on Amazon it does, but it is me and my daughter. We go back and forth, and yes,
I love that.
So
she's my motivation for all of that. So we really try to use that.
I'm sure my sister is going to get it because she's a poet too. I'm sure she's about to get
Letitia's asking to drop the link. Letitia, I'm going to have to go get the link and then drop it back in. I might not be able to do it during the broadcast, but it is on Amazon. If you just search Poems in a Minor with the author Annabell Bonilla, if you can see that on the lower third of the screen, you should be able to find the book. But I will post the link after the broadcast. Listen, somebody said already ordering it. Excellent.
Oh, thank you. I'll let my daughter know she's upstairs. I'll let her
know. Outstanding. Well, listen, here's what I want to do to get out of here because I apologize. We are 12 minutes over time.
I'm not apologizing now because I just loved it.
Listen, Annabelle, I want to proclaim some things just in the atmosphere of your life. I just want to go ahead and tell the cosmos in the atmosphere that we have a powerful soldier.
Yes.
We have a precious jewel named Annabell Bonilla. And I'm going to go ahead and release in the atmosphere whoever and whatever is supposed to pour into your life to cross paths with you, so that you kind of collide with one another, so that you can feed off of and feed with one another to accomplish your purpose.
Yes.
I also want to stir up the ground, if you will, around you, so that your mate, your soulmate, that person who you're supposed to covenant with, to bring your things to the table, their things to the table, to create a greater thing, to multiply, that they are in how to say it? I want to say in the oven, to use your analogy, and getting ready, getting done, if you will, so that you too will come out of the oven fully baked, so that your relationship will be easy. Easy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that out in the atmosphere. And guess what? You're good ground. So those seeds are going to fall in you and they will grow. And whoever is out there looking for you, because they're looking for you.
That's right.
All right. Because you're just that powerful and just that precious. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Is there any last words you have for folks? Any of the singles out there?
Well, not really. I just want to repeat something that you said, because everyone says you got to work on yourself first. And I mean, you could work while you're waiting, I guess.
Hey, what?
Work while you're waiting.
While you're waiting.
Oh, my goodness. I got to put that up there. I thought we was going to leave it with just your book up there. But look, you keep dropping bombs on me here.
There's other people who are saying, I'm ordering it right now. Ordering it now. Yes. Letitia's in the chat. Letitia's going to be one of our singles that come on too. So I'm just loving this.
I watched Tavon. I watched it yesterday, one too.
Quetta, we just reconnected today, and I sent her a link, and she's like, "This was great."
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
See ya.